because your next deal could be one street away, right? And then you get so used to going that one way, you never go over to the other street, and there's a buy, right? Right now, we're gonna roll around the neighborhood. So Madisonville's an area that's definitely changed a lot. That house, I mean, the condition is terrible, and like Mike was saying, we can't fix it with people in there. And by the time we're done, they won't be able to afford it, because obviously at that point we had put in at least $100,000 to get it to the standard it needs to be in. And when we do that, we think about what's the area call for, what's happening. Well, we just went 50 yards down the street from the house, and I'm looking at a brand new multi-million-dollar development at the end of the street. I mean, we're 50 yards from the house, guys. And this is what this neighborhood's turning into. Like, all these houses that so many investors, people like us, passed on before are now worth a lot more than they were because of this development right here. And Madisonville's, it's hot. The location is great. It's right next to the highway. It's scrunched in between Oakley, Hyde Park, Marymount, Madeira. And it's just like in Indian Hills, not far. So that's what we want to look for when we're looking in these areas. Like, we got that development there. We got new breweries, restaurants. They just redid that building right there. They're adding a ton. They added a second and third floor, actually. So that's new. I didn't even see that last time I was down here. But, I mean, this is the stuff that you want to look for. Like, we're sandwiched by brand new apartments. And if somebody would have told us 4 years ago, 5 years ago that this was happening, we would have thought they were crazy, right? And it is. And it is happening. But, like, to find these kind of deals, like, how do you get ahead of this? How do you find this stuff out? Well, this is something I learned from Mike, because Mike sat on the board of Cuff in Coreyville, and that's down in Clifton. It's like these things happen on a big level. At City Hall, at your city council meetings, this is where it starts, right? The big plan for the entire city. And then on the community level, like Madisonville is a community, this is where they vote on this stuff happening, right? And when they vote on it, it takes time for it to like come to fruition and to like become a thing. And when you're plugged into neighborhoods and you know exactly where you want to invest and why you want to invest in those zip codes, you can sit and find out this is happening. Like, you're holding the magic ball, and you are able to like buy ahead of this, right? Because the people that knew this was coming, the people that were active in the community, what'd they do? They just didn't sit around. They went and bought as much as they possibly could around this development. So that's where I want you guys to be. That's kind of how we got the house, how we got the house from the people that got the house, had the inside scoop. We're buying it. We'll pay a fee on it, but we're fine with it because we know the value that we're going to bring. So, yeah, it's a pretty awesome area. I mean, I remember that house was falling over, and now it's completely redone, and they built it a big 2-story addition off the back of it. Man, it's a lot of good stuff happening in Madisonville. I love to see this. I love, it's just exciting to see this kind of development here. One thing that I want you guys to be aware of, like, be careful of how heavy the lift is, right? And when I say that, don't, just because we're in this area with older homes doesn't mean you need to do a gigantic rehab, right? Make sure you don't bite off more than you can chew. I mean, that's brand new construction right there. It's a beautiful, updated Victorian house. We've got new construction on the right. We got new construction on the left. These are like older houses, or heavily remodeled houses. Man, yeah, I just like, this is an area, guys, like, drive for dollars, look around. Look at that door. One of the key signs that I look for whenever I'm looking for new houses, like, are good comps and to see if an area is worth investing in, is like that door right there. Let's go look at it. We'll get closer. See how it's painted? It's got that like rehab vibe to it. It's got that cool kind of color. That's definitely a house that's been updated, right? And that's what we want to look for. Like, we want to look for the updated houses, but also the really crappy houses. Man. Yeah, I have not been down here in a while, and just driving around and seeing all this. It's pretty cool. I think there's still a ton of opportunity here. This is an area I would drive for dollars. I would sticker. I want to be more involved in. Like, my thing is, and like something that Nate, Mike, and I are big on, it's like when we buy in areas, we're just not going to buy like one-off stuff. Like, We're not going to go buy one house in Westwood. We're not going to go buy one house in Madisonville. Like, if I'm going to buy, like, I want to control the area. Like, I want to buy as much as I possibly can because I know what's happening. So let's go over here. Man, so I always think, what I always say is, like, the easiest part is finding the deal. So, like, once you find the deal, you can find the money afterwards. So what I would do is spend a bunch of time studying, like, this zip code we're in is 45227. That's Madisonville, right? And I'm big on people becoming experts in, like, 5 to 8 zip codes. So I would spend 30 to 60 days studying all the sold comps in this zip code, 45227. Because whenever we're evaluating properties, we always start with the end in mind, right? We start as, what's the ARV? So I would start off by knowing everything I possibly can about this zip code. What do 2-beds rent for? What do 1-beds rent for? What restaurants coming in here? What does single family sell for? What does a 2-story sell for? 3-bed, 4-bed, all of that, right? I want to find everything out I can. And then I want to go drive the neighborhood, right? And I want to go see which houses are just, like, run down and in not good condition. And when I do that, I'm going to do a couple things. Like, I'll use the Deal Machine app to set them up on skip tracing, a reverse prospect to try to get a hold of the owner. And then I'll even, like, the easiest way, too, that costs no money is just a little sticky note, like an Avery 3x5 sticky note and a Sharpie. Like, hey, my name is Jarius. I want to buy this house cash as is. Please call me. And then they call, right? And then that's, like, the scariest part because you're like, what do I say? What do I do? You just show up, right? Like, show up and just ask, like, open-ended questions, take a lot of photos, and then go back and then run your construction numbers. And now, that's where, like, having a mentor or community will help if you've never done it before. You lean in on somebody like me, Mike, Nate, whoever, to help make sure your numbers are tight. But then when you do that, you just work backwards and give them an offer. And, as long as you're running your numbers right and, you give them an offer, they accept it, and you're like, crap, I still have no money and I don't know what to do, but I have an accepted offer. Well, you bring that to somebody like me, Mike, Nate, like somebody like in your community, like what, all while you're networking and connecting with people. It could be a deal that you could just wholesale, right? You can make $5,000, $10,000 on it, or it could be a deal where you don't want to collect a wholesale fee. Look at that, brand new. It's so nice. And then look at that, and next to that, right? And this is, so here, we'll pause on this for a second. Like, this is something I'm looking at, right? Like, I'm driving for dollars. I'm looking at the neighborhood. I'm looking at this beautiful house next to this old house. And check it out. Like, on the door, you can see there's, like, a phone book that's probably been on there forever, right? So I'm just going to open up Deal Machine. And I'm just going to add this to my app real quick. But, so, it's like I always say, like, the best partnerships, the best everything are, like, when puzzle pieces get connected, right? Because there's always going to be somebody with too much money and not enough time, or somebody with too much money or too much time and not enough money. So if I have to give up half the deal and I partner with somebody on this, is that a loss? No. If it's my first deal and I have to give it up like half, I don't care because I'm getting that experience and I'm getting in the door. So it's huge right there. So Desmond, there it is. Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to add these leads. Yeah, here it is right here. 2-bed, 1-bath, off market.
And what exactly does the Deal Machine app do?
So this will help me. So, like, basically I just located the house. I can open this up right here. Tell me the owner's name, how much equity they think they have on it, original loan amount. I just started mail to it. I just started sending it postcards. And I'm able to also skip trace. Oops. And hit skip trace. And this is all free in the app. The subscriptions, I don't remember how much it is a month, like $180, but such a powerful tool for not a lot of money. And we skip traced, boom. Let's see what we got here. So we got a couple numbers. I'll call her right now. Let's check this out, guys. So I'm going to call her.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
All right.
The person you're...
So that didn't work. Let's try one more time.
Your call has been
Okay,
forwarded.
that didn't work. I got one more number.
I'm sorry. Your call...
Both didn't work. It happens. What am I going to do now? Like, obsess over the deal and, like, try to figure something out? No. I started mail to it. I'm going to go drop a sticky note on the door, and I'm going to go look for more deals because, like, there's a deal. Definitely, that's definitely a deal, right? There's deals over there. Like, there's deals everywhere. So don't get hung up on trying to make that one deal work or whatever. Like, there's deals everywhere. And the second, you get hyper focused on one and you forget like that there's hundreds of houses around you, like it's a second where you're going to lose and you're going to get frustrated. But this area is great. Look at that. That's a beautiful house right here. They've been building new houses here on Kenwood. So it's definitely where we want to be, man. I like this area a lot. It's really close to where I live, so that makes it even better to just shoot down the hill and come check on the progress and check on the house. So, we can point these out all day. But here's the thing is, like, when I talk about driving for dollars and coming out here, I don't go out to go drive for dollars, right? But I drive for dollars while I'm out. And, what do I mean by that? Like, we're going to football practice, we're going to soccer, we're going to work, wherever we're going, I never take the same way twice. Like, I always take different roads home, different roads to practice, because your next deal could be one street away, right? And then you get so used to going that one way, you never go over to the other street, and there's a buy, right? So just something to think about when we're out here doing it.